What the expletive is a yuppie? Or what the fuck is a yuppie? So this poem corresponds to chapter 3 of Yuppies Invade My House at Dinner Time. The title, actually, of that chapter is Here Come the Yorkies. So instead of centering around yuppies, this chapter centers around Yorkies and explaining what a Yorkie is. And much like all of the chapters, there's a back and forth between residents as to what the correct way to go about something is, or most interestingly to me in doing this project, what an actual term means and who it is in reference to. So similar to attempting to define yuppie, there is a letter submitted by Joseph Trimsalita, defining what a Yorkie is. And of course, Yorkie is referring to someone from New York. So the criteria that Joseph points out are: they work in New York and live in Hoboken. They are generally flunkies by New York standards. They feel that the local provincials will be overwhelmed by a display of undistilled sophistication. They confuse a patronizing manner with charm. And it goes on and on. Right? So at first it seems like he's actually referring to criteria by which you could identify a Yorkie, and then it's clear that he's just criticizing them and his perceived behavior of a Yorkie. And obviously people living in this area will understand that there is contention around how New Yorkers really behave and how they should behave, and things like that, especially when traveling. That seems to be something that surfaces. So my sort of response in this poem is like, okay, well, what's a yuppie then? Which is really, I think, the overarching question of this entire book. So that's what I will discuss in this poem. Before I begin reading, the one last thing I wanted to point out in this poem is a reference to a rally cry, that became popular from World War II, which is Heaven, Hell, or Hoboken, which is shortened from Heaven, Hell, or Hoboken by Christmas. So this was something that the commander, or the general rather, said to the troops, promising that they'll be in one of those places by Christmas. What the expletive is a yuppie? I don't want to make a heaven or hell, a Hoboken of my mind. B&Rs find axes to grind. This is how some sleep soundly. I watch from the bars, standing on some shoulders that lift a regular 100 pounds of Yorkie in a ladle shaped like the Hudson. I watch ships go past. I play darts. I am young and see the city with fresh eyes. I am urban. Everyone is around the corner. I find my Jersey residence suited for an elbow of my new professional job. When translated for, they said I can't tell charm from patronizing, or shoes for ugly white sneakers. But the Reebok fits for Christ's sake.